Okay. So till page number 9 it is completed, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So till page number 9 is already completed. So what I will suggest is you do exercise 1A. Okay. You try to solve the questions in 1A, and any doubts you have you can ask. Okay. So we can discuss. Most of these answers you will be able to get in the textbook itself, but still if you have any problems you can ask. So in your homework copy you solve the questions, these exercises in your homework copy. Okay, exercise 1A. Next, today we are going to start with the okay, students are still joining, that is not good. Okay. Page number 10, 1.9, chemical equations. Okay, most of you are aware what is a chemical equation, right? A chemical equation is the symbolic representation of a chemical reaction involving the symbols and formula of the substance involved in the reaction. So when we say chemical reaction, can we say like this, carbon plus oxygen on heating gives rise to carbon dioxide? Can we say this is a chemical equation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a chemical equation means symbolic representation of the chemical reaction using the symbols and formula of the substances involved in the reaction. So these are not the symbols, no?
No, sir.
Okay, so therefore we will
It
not
is word
say
equation.
this, we will not say is the chemical reaction, we will say it is the word equation. Okay, in words we are writing carbon, oxygen, carbon dioxide, but the same thing when we write it using the symbols and the formula. Okay, carbon is C, okay, oxygen O2, okay, heat, okay, even you can write heat as a symbol like this one, heat, and carbon dioxide is CO2. So when we write like this, a symbolic representation, okay, of a chemical reaction using symbols and formula of the substances involved in the reaction, then we say that it is a chemical equation. Okay, chemical equation. So in a chemical equation, on the left side these are the, what you say,
Reactants.
reactants, and on the right side we have the products. The reactants will react with each other to form the product, and there will be an arrow to indicate the direction. Okay, the reactants are converting into product, that is the arrow. On this arrow you can mention a few details. Okay, like if any catalyst is used, if any heat is being supplied in the reaction, and all these things we can mention there. Okay, when we are writing this formula or the symbol, this is the atomic state or the molecular state? Atom,
Or molecular.
molecular state. Okay, so
Molecular.
what is the difference? Atom is always stable or molecule is always stable?
Molecule is always stable.
Molecule.
The molecule is always stable.
Always stable. Okay, an atom may be stable or may be unstable depending on the element. Okay, but when we are writing it in the molecule form, that means it is a stable form. So here oxygen we are writing as O2. So O2 is the stable. So when we are writing a chemical reaction, we will not write in the atomic state, we will write in the molecular state. What is the molecule? We will write in the molecular state. Okay. Now there are a few examples of the types of chemical reaction. Okay, it's not always necessary that two reactants will react to form one product. Even one reactant may be there. For example, calcium carbonate. Okay, we heat it, then it will decompose to form calcium oxide and release the carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so here there is one reactant, but there are two products. Okay, so one reactant can give rise to two or more products. Okay, so the types of reactions also we will discuss later. Okay, but this is one, like one reactant giving rise to two products. Okay, here lead nitrate PbNO3 twice, also on heating gives rise to lead oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. This particular reaction is not balanced. Okay, so we say that this is a skeleton equation. Means what? You see, all of you know, in your previous classes you have studied about the law of conservation of matter. What does it state?
Atoms can neither be created nor be
destroyed.
Correct. Okay, matter, it can neither be created nor destroyed. Okay, here if there is a chemical reaction, whether the mass will change.
No, sir. It will be, remain stable.
It should remain same. For example, if I start with the 10 grams, is it 10 grams mass or weight?
Mass.
Okay, so what will be the unit for weight?
Newton.
Weight. You are going, you buy some vegetable or you buy some thing from the shop, and you see, no, it is written in kilograms or grams, like that, no? 1 kg rice, half kg oil, something like that. It may be in liters, it may be in kilograms. If it is a liquid, it will be in liters. So here point is, there is a difference, weight and mass. Okay, here in the definition of law of conservation of matter, what we are telling, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. Okay, we are telling matter. So when you say matter can neither be created nor destroyed, what cannot be created, or what is going to affect, weight or mass?
Mass.
Mass is a inherent property. What it is? Inherent, that is the property of that material. Okay, but weight does not depend upon that material, it depends upon the gravity. If it is on earth, it will show the different weight. If it is on moon, it will show the different weight. Okay, so here we are not talking about weight, we are talking about mass. Mass is the inherent property of that material. So for mass there are the different units, that is the mole. We will see in the future classes. Okay, we'll say mole, number of moles, number of molecules, number of molecules. Okay, the number of molecules, number of moles, that are not going to change. Now here it is not a balanced equation, so we say it is a skeleton equation. It is only going to tell that what are the reactants and what are the products. Then the number of molecules of or you say the atoms of lead Pb, lead here on the reactant side and product side, whether they are same. Here one Pb is there, here also one Pb is there. Okay, that is the same. Nitrogens, the number of nitrogens on reactant side and product side, whether they are same.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So how many are there on the reactant side?
2.
2 are there. You see, because bracket is there, no? Bracket is there. So nitrogen, oxygen, both are in bracket. So 2 nitrogens. And this side, in the product side, there is 1 is there. So therefore it is not balanced. Here 2 nitrogens, here only 1 nitrogen. Here oxygens in the reactant side are 6. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means oxygen is also not balanced. So if we balance it, that is the number of atoms of these elements on the reactant side and product side, if they are balanced, okay, then we say it is the balanced equation. Balanced equation. We will see how to balance the equation also. Okay, we say it is the balanced equation. Okay. Okay. Similarly, these reactions, 2 reactants can give rise to 2 products, 2 reactants can give rise to 2 or more products. Okay, these things you can write in your classwork. You look at your textbook, these examples, you can write these examples. Okay, practice the examples. So the question is how we can balance the equation. Balancing of chemical equation. There are different methods. One is the hit and trial method. Okay. The other one is partial equation method. Okay, and there are other than this, these 2 are given in your textbook, but in addition to this there are other methods which involve the mathematical balancing. Okay, so we will see first these 2. First one is the hit and trial method. Okay, hit and trial. Hit and trial means you will make some change in that equation and you will see whether it is balancing or not. Okay, so in this way you are doing a trial. Okay, trial, and you will check. So we will take one equation. Let us see first. Copper is reacting with sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate plus sulfur dioxide plus water. This is the equation. So what we have to do first, what are the elements? We have to write. Okay, you can tell me one by one what are the elements.
Copper.
Copper is there. Next,
Hydrogen.
hydrogen is there.
Sulfur.
Sulfur is there.
Sulfur,
Oxygen.
oxygen.
Do you think this side any other elements may be there on the product side?
No, sir.
No. Whatever elements are there on the reactant side, those elements only will be there in the product side. Any new elements are not going to come. New molecules will be formed, but new elements are not going to come. Okay. So on the reactant side, how many atoms are there, and on the product side how many atoms are there, we will write. Copper, first on reactant side how many copper atoms are there? One copper atom. On product side also one copper atom. Hydrogen on reactant side two atoms of hydrogen are there, and here in product side also two atoms of hydrogen are there. Sulfur, yes, here sulfur in reactant side 1, in product side 2. Oxygen here 4 are there on the reactant side, here oxygen 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so in this way, first step what we did, we wrote down how many atoms of these elements are there on reactant side and product side. After that we have to start the balancing. First what we have to do is, we have to balance the metals. Okay, we will follow one step by step process. First, metals we have to balance. Second, non-metals will balance. Third, if any oxygens are there, okay, if any oxygens are there, balance that one. Then if any hydrogens are there, balance that one. Okay, in this sequence, okay, we will try to follow to balance. Now for example, metals, what are the metals are there here?
Copper.
Only copper is there, no? So copper. So copper reactant product side are both same. So there is no need to balance the metal. Next, non-metal. What are the non-metal here?
Hydrogen, sulfur and oxygen.
Yes, all three are non-metal. Hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, all three are non-metal. But here oxygen and hydrogen we have written, no, that we will see separately in this sequence. So first we will see which one non-metal? Sulfur.
Yes sir, no sulfur.
Okay, so let us try to balance the sulfur. So sulfur in the reactant side 1, in the product side 2 are there. So what we have to do to balance it?
So we can put 2 before H2SO4.
Yes, so that here 2 sulfurs can come. So here what we will do is, we will multiply with 2. We multiplied with 2 so that on the reactant side also the sulfur will become 2, in the product side the sulfur is 2. Okay, so metals were balanced. So next we went to non-metals. In non-metals we balanced it. After that, next stage is, we have to balance the oxygen. Correct?
Oxygen.
Okay, now let us see how many oxygens are there here. After we have put this 2, 4 2s are 8. So here oxygens are now 8, and here it is not changed. 4 5 6 7 oxygens are there. Okay, oxygens are 7. So to balance, what we can do?
So 2 before H2O. So 2 before.
Yes, good. So here we will put 2 before H2O. So then here now it will become 2 oxygen, 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 4 8. Okay, then here it will become 8. Okay, so in this way we have balanced the oxygen. Next, hydrogen. Let us see here how many hydrogens are there now. 2 2 4. Okay, hydrogens are 4 this side. Here also 4 hydrogens. Okay, so now the equation is balanced. Okay, now the copper is same, hydrogen is same. Okay, now hydrogens are 4 and 4. Okay, and sulfur sulfur is here 2 and here also it is 2.
2 and 2.
Okay, 2 and 2. Sulfur is also 2 and 2. And oxygen, here it is 8 and here also it became 8. Okay, so in this way, now we will see another example. Okay, we will follow the same this method. Okay, the same way we will follow. Arsenic oxide reacting with tin chloride and hydrochloric acid, giving rise to SnCl4, that is also tin chloride, and arsenic and water. Okay, this is the skeleton equation. We have to balance it. So first thing, we will write the name of the elements: arsenic, oxygen, tin, chlorine, hydrogen. Okay, chlorine is already there. So 1 2 3 4 5 elements are there. Reactant side, product side. Reactant side arsenic 2, product side arsenic
2.
1 only, no? Here
1.
1. Oxygen here 3 and here 1.
1.
Tin Sn here 1 and here also 1.
1.
Chlorine here 2 plus 1 3 and here there are the 4. Hydrogen here 1 and here 2. 1 here 2. Okay, so all of you can match yourself also, it is correct. Okay, reactant and product side, the elements, how many they are there, we wrote first. Then according to our rule, first we have to balance the metals, no? What are the metals here?
Tin.
Arsenic and Sn is the tin. Okay, the name of these elements you have to memorize. Okay, please practice periodic table names. Arsenic, tin. Okay, arsenic and tin both are coming as metals, so we will first we have to, tin is same reactant product side, so arsenic. So first we have to balance the arsenic. So what we will do, here 2
We will
arsenic are
put 2
there.
before it.
So here what we will do, first step is we will multiply with the in the product side we have multiplied. So now it becomes 2 and 2. Okay, next non-metals we have to balance.
Chlorine.
Chlorine we have to balance. So here there are the 2 chlorine, 2 plus 1, yeah, 3 chlorines and here 4 chlorines. What we have to do?
We will put 2 before HCl.
We will put 2 before HCl. So if we put 2 before HCl, 2 plus 2 4, here it will balance. Okay, okay, so here if we put 2 before HCl, okay, let us, this is hit and trial method, no? So don't worry, you have to we put 2. So here 2 plus 2 4, here also 4. Okay, so now chlorine also become 4 and 4. Okay, next metal, non-metal we have
Oxygen.
balanced. Next we have to go to oxygen. Oxygen 3 and 1, here 3 and here 1. So what we will do, here we have to multiply with 3. Okay, so that here we get 3 oxygens and here already 3 oxygens are there. 3 3. Okay, then remains is the hydrogen. In the last we are balancing the hydrogen. So now the hydrogens, here 2 hydrogens are coming and here 6 hydrogens are coming, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how we can balance? Here 2 hydrogens and here 6 hydrogens. Shall we multiply this one with 3? Here what we can do, into 3 if you do, okay, will whatever you multiply this side we have to multiply same on this side. Okay, so there is not this trial method is not working. Okay, so we have to go for the another option. Okay, it is not getting balanced, so we have to go for, because what is going to happen, we are going to get some kind of a decimal that we don't want, we want to avoid that. So we will not do this, we will go for another way. What we can do, hydrogens we are keeping in the original form. Okay, oxygens were changed, that also we are removing. Okay, so now what is we are seeing is, we are coming back to this state where arsenic arsenic is balanced and tin is balanced. Chlorine, yes, chlorine, we have to concentrate on chlorine. What can we do on this one? Okay, try, you have to also try yourself. First stage we are balancing the metal. Okay, metals we have balanced. Second stage we are going for non-metal, oxygen is there and chlorine is there. Okay, so how we will balance that one? Okay, so like it is given in your textbook, what is being done here? First we are equalize the arsenic and oxygen, so we are multiplying the arsenic by 2, okay, and water by 3. So what we are doing is, we will arsenic we are multiplying with 2 and water we are multiplying by 3. Okay, that is to equalize the arsenic and oxygen. You see, heat and trial method is something that is not definite, we have to try 2-3 different ways. Okay, that is what I want to, here I want to show you that point. Okay, there is no specific very specific rule for the heat and trial method, we have to try in the different ways. So this is a limitation with this method. Okay, it is a limitation. So next one will equalize the hydrogen. Okay, multiply the HCl by 6. So if we multiply by 6, then here chlorine is coming 4, okay, but here hydrogens are getting balanced, 6 hydrogens here, 6 hydrogens here, okay, hydrogens got balanced. Then we are multiplying the both these tin chlorides, okay, by 3. When you multiply with 3, what is happening? Here chlorine 4 3s are 12, okay, 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 6 12, so that here chlorines become 12 chlorines, and here 4 3s are 12 chlorines here, okay. So now what is happening is all these ones are getting balanced. Arsenic, okay, we are having 2 on this side, here also 2, oxygen 3 here, and here also it is 3, tin also here 3, here also 3, chlorine 6, and here 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 6 12, okay, it's 12, and here 4 3s are 12, here also 12. Hydrogen 6 on reactant side and 6 on product side, okay. So now it gets balanced. Similarly we will try another one, okay, more this one is with iron, okay. Fe, that is iron, reacting with water to form FeTO3, that is the rust iron oxide, and it is releasing the hydrogen gas, okay. I think we are overshooting the time, so this one you can try yourself, okay, try your self once this hit and trial whatever is there in your textbook. So once we have seen example number 3 and example number 4, both of these you try yourself, okay. In the next class we will also discuss more equations, how to balance by hit and trial method. I will also upload one video because it takes a lot of time, this one, so you can also use that one and you can try to understand. Okay, any doubts are there further? I will see you all in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. naming of anion, chemical compound. So we will start with revising the naming of anion.